This is a question that I am asked quite a lot. Can I stop my ex moving away and how? Now, on the premise that this is stopping your ex moving away with the children, because it's the children that are an issue here. If it is just your ex moving away, then she can go wherever she wants to go. You're not going to be involved with them any longer. But as far as the children are concerned, you do not want them moving away if it's going to create a problem with your contact and your time that you spend with them. So the question of can I stop my ex moving away? There are different answers to this. So let me just go through some points. And the first of those is this a genuine fear? Very often when a relationship breaks down, people will say, I'm going to go and move abroad. I'm going to go and do this. I'm going to go and do that. You'll never see the children again. These things get said in the heat of the moment, and they're not necessarily something that is going to be followed through. Now, the court can make an order to prevent people from moving the children away. But first of all, you've got to ask, is this a genuine fear? Now, if your ex was, say, Australian and she wanted to go back to her family in Australia when you've broken up, it's a reasonable thing to encounter. But if they've never even been to Australia and they say, I'm going to the other side of the world, it's possibly not a genuine threat that's being made. So first of all, is this a genuine thing that's going to happen? Then you need to look at how far away are they intending to move. Now, you obviously have move into another country. That's going to cause all sorts of problems with the time that you would see your children. But if they're moving half an hour away, it's not such a big deal. If they're moving 2 hours away, 3 hours away, that then has an impact on things. And it isn't necessarily the distance, it's the inconvenience in travelling that distance. So if you had to go around the M25 to pick up your children on a Friday, that could take hours. So how far away are they actually intending to go? The less distance, the more likely that they would be able to move. So what inconvenience will it cause you? If you're not, for example, if you're not even seeing the children, it's not going to cause you any inconvenience at all if your children and your ex go 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours away, or even to another country. You have no relationship with them, therefore it's not going to cause you any inconvenience. If you were sharing the time with the children and you had, for example, a week on or a week off, it's impossible for them to be an hour away, 2 hours away, and still do week on, week off. Wherever the children are, they will be going to school, and they can't do a separate school or a different school every other week. So you need to look at what inconvenience it will cause you. Now, if the inconvenience is big, and you've got to look at this not necessarily from your own personal view, will the judge agree with you that this inconvenience is big? Then you have a better argument to stop them from going. What the court will do is to balance the child's relationship with you with the child's life if they move somewhere else. Now, if you had a situation where the mother was maybe from South Africa, she wants to take the children to live in South Africa, you live in London, it's a very great distance to go. And you may view South Africa as a country that isn't particularly good for the children. But if you look into it, as the court will do, they will learn about holidays, prices of houses, employment, all the things that will affect the children if they do move. And they may believe that it's actually in the child's interests to move to this other country and that they will have a better life and things will be better. But that then needs to be balanced against the children's relationship with you. Can the additional benefit that they would have by moving away be balanced against the time that you would spend with them, and can you be compensated for that time? So you may be If they were going to South Africa, you may have more holiday time with them, but less weekend time. You obviously can't do weekends with a distance like that, but it could possibly be balanced with holidays, and it may be something that you can agree to. And I've certainly helped people whose children are being moved to Scotland from the south of England and to Ireland, where an arrangement is made following the hearing which they've lost, and an arrangement is made for them to see the children. And over time, they become to appreciate it's actually improved the relationship with the children because you have a more focused contact time with them. If they're living just down the road, they may come round, watch television, go and play football with their friends. But if they're only seeing you for a holiday time and less often, you may have a more intense relationship with them than you would otherwise. And I'm not saying that yes, you will or no, you won't. That's something that you need to think about and something that the court will look at. So the balance in the child's relationship with you is going to be compared to the advantages to them of moving, even if there are any advantages. And then they will make a decision based on those two things. If it is something that you have a genuine fear and that it will go ahead and is something that you are opposed to and you cannot reach an agreement about it, then you should apply to the court for a prohibitive steps order. Now, it's on the standard C100 form that most children case applications are made on, and the court cannot prevent the adult from moving wherever the adult wants to, but they can prevent the children from moving. So you would apply for a prohibitive steps order to prevent the children being removed from their school. That would prevent any move, or a prohibitive steps order to prevent the children being moved from the jurisdiction, and the jurisdiction will be England and Wales. You can also apply for a prohibitive steps order to prevent the children being moved away from their locality. So any of those three would do. You don't need to apply for all three or even two of them. One of them will prevent the move. Then the court will deal with the whole situation. And if the other parent still wants to move, the court will then balance the relationship against the move and come up with a decision. So it is possible to stop it. It is also possible that they will get permission, and that can only be decided by the court.